Well, hello, Christina. It is such an honor to have you here with us. We are excited that your daughter, Abby, was chosen as a 2021 A Sunshine's Christmas recipient. We want to welcome you to the Michael L. Johnson Jr. Foundation, and we're so excited to have you here.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You guys are amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, as are you. So can you tell us just a little bit about Abby? Let's get a clear picture of who Abby is in her superhero world.
Abby is 7 years old. She'll be 8 in June. She's completely nonverbal. We're working on a talking device for her, but she's completely nonverbal at the moment. Abby is a very, very happy child. She's always laughing. The only word that she does say is tickle. She says tickle, tickle. That's the only word that she'll say. Tickle, 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 all day, every day. Aww. She always wants you to run after her, chase her, tickle her. That's just, it's an all day, 24-hour, from the minute she wakes up to the minute she goes to bed. But she's a very, very happy child.
That is wonderful.
Yes, it is.
Can you tell us what are some of the things that you noticed about Abby that prompted you to have her screened?
Well, it started very early because I've worked with autistic kids previously. So around 11 months, I started noticing a lot of abnormal regression, like a lot. She stopped walking. She stopped just everything. She kind of just started getting very spaced out. Didn't want to really do much anymore. She just changed her whole behavior. So I had a fight with the doctors, of course, because she was very young. But at a year old, they finally allowed me to put her in speech therapy. So at a year, she started very early speech therapy at a center 1 day a week, just for a couple hours, because the regression with her was so severe. She almost didn't start walking again until she was about a year and a half before she even started walking. I think it was more of a fear. She was scared to get up and go more than she couldn't. She wasn't comfortable. But the regression started very early with her. So since she's 1, we've been having therapy and help with her since.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
So it was very
just tell us, because what we love about our conversation is the transparency, so that we can help other moms, dads, families that are affected by babies, superheroes, anyone in general with autism, to really understand the conversation so that we're not so afraid to have the conversation. We hope that this will be utilized as a tool that they can even share with family, or if they're new to their child being diagnosed with ASD, to be able to say, okay, here's a landing space for me where, oh, well, she went through this and look what she did. First of all, I just want to let you know that I admire the fact that you saw it very early on. You knew what signs to look for. You immediately were the advocate for your child to say, no, I'm gonna need y'all to do something.
Everybody laughed at me. They're like, Christina, she's so small. This is crazy. And I'm like, no. I feel it in my heart. I said, there's something is off. Something's not right. So it just, I fought. I refused to take no for an answer from anybody. I fought. And when she turned 1, they were able to sign the papers for any, because I think that's at 3, but they were put her in a form of speech therapy, just like I said, 1 day a week, a couple hours, just to help get everything back, so.
Right. And how did your family respond once the diagnosis, came? How did your family respond to that?
Everybody was very, like most people, at first they were very emotional. Everybody was just very apologetic, and I'm so sorry you have to go through this, but I just seen it differently. I didn't see it as something to be sorry about, but I understood their point of view, because at the time they weren't very big on autism. We weren't really educated on it. I had to educate everybody, which I did. I educated everybody, and I was always sending people like links and paragraphs and just everything that I read up on, I sent it to my family. So in the beginning, it was very hard for everybody. Everybody cried. My father was just, my mom did pass away when I was 7 months pregnant with Abby. So my mother was never able to meet her. So it was like a very emotional roller coaster from the beginning.
Yeah.
So yeah, but now everybody is a lot more understanding, accepting, and everybody looks at her as just, I don't want to say a normal child, but just it's just Abby. She's just Abby. That's just who she is.
That,
She's
that's
Abby.
good. That's good. It does take a village at times so that we don't feel alone. And it's hard sometimes for our families to accept that something is different.
Mhm.
Doesn't mean that it will, I've seen quotes all the time where it's different, not less.
Yes.
You're still able, just in a different way. So I'm glad that you truly took the reins and said, hey, I'm gonna tell you something, I'm gonna teach you something, I'm gonna help you understand as I begin to understand further on how to assist Abby. Because do we ever really think about how scary it is for them?
Exactly.
We all,
Exactly.
I just thought about that as we're talking. I'm like, focus on the parents and like, oh my God, what am I gonna do with this? Well, how am I supposed to deal with this? And what do I do now? And now I'm ashamed because people are looking at us crazy when my child falls out in the store. And I'm more concerned about me. I really don't think about what is it really for them, and how scary is it for them. She's in a world where she's not verbal. She doesn't get to say what it is that she's really feeling or what hurts. So wow, wow, wow. I'm sorry. I really had a moment
No,
right there.
I since I became a single mom, I've thought about that a lot. I always put myself in her shoes because she becomes aggressive from time to time with her sisters. But I explain to them, and my 5-year-old understands. I tell her Abby's just very frustrated. She can't express what she wants. She can't express what's wrong with her. I said, it's okay. Just, walk away. It's okay.
Right.
I'm trying to explain it to her because she just, mommy, Abby's hitting me. And I'm like, no, she's not hitting you out of anger, baby girl. Like it's hard. Even we go out in public, if somebody gets too close to her and she's not comfortable, she'll pinch them. She'll kind of push them. She'll scratch them. She doesn't like people in her space that she doesn't know. Very like, whoa, I don't know you. Why are you this close to us? Like, I don't know you.
Right.
Which I think it's a good thing. She's very aware of her surroundings, very aware. She will not walk a foot ahead of me if I'm not holding her hand. She's not a runner. She has to be by my side 24/7 or else she won't move. So it's yeah.
Wow.
Could you tell me what is your favorite part about being Abby's mom?
It's everything. It's been such a life-changing experience for me, just getting to understand her and learn her. And every day I'm learning something new about her. I'm learning a new look, a new face, a new scream, a new belch, a new sound. Just everything she does, I'm linking it to what it could be and what it is. And it's just, I have goosebumps. It's been life-changing for me. It really has. For me, it's been more of a, people ask me all the time, if you can go back and take away her autism, would you? People have asked me that all the time. If you could make her just like a regular kid, would you? And I think a lot of people would, but this for me is just, I don't know. I view it differently. I view it completely different. I view it as really like a life-changing experience for me. This is something I'm honored to go through.
And I think you were prepared for it. Like I said, I think it's amazing that you saw signs. For example, when our son was observed at daycare, I'll never forget, he had a para that was in the daycare that told us that she was very concerned about him being on the spectrum. And those were the words that she used. And we really had no clue what she was saying at that time. JR was the baby of our kids. So for him to be the baby and you to say spectrum, like, okay, yeah, whatever. And I really kind of thought she was a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And she was a little different, I will say, but she was very, very smart and she was very, very intuitive. And we just weren't ready to handle what she was trying to give us at the time. And she told us about the way he sat, that it's a sign. She said, we really need to watch that. We need to get him out of the habit of sitting in the W and getting his legs straight and blah, blah, blah. And we're like, it's not a big deal. And the more I thought about it, I realized none of our children sat like that. And when they were younger, none of them did. And I was just like, well, he's just different. And it didn't matter to me as a mom. It just didn't, but I get it. I get that. And the fact that you could see signs ahead of time was just, I don't know. I'm truly blown away by that. And I think that's such an interesting story. I think that's an interesting place to come from because, you know, some of the other recipients that we've had before, no mom ever just knew and really advocated that early. You know, it's usually later that we're noticing that, oh, they're regressing. Wait a minute, what's going on? You should have hit this milestone by now. And you know, no one really paid attention that early. Not that they didn't pay attention, it's just we didn't know.
You didn't know what to look for. It's just
Exactly.
at like 8 months would sit down on the floor and get excited and just twirl her hands and her feet for hours. And I'm like, and I would record it and I would send it to the doctor. And I'm like, what is this? You know, and I would tell him, I said, I mean, literally for 2-3 hours, she would just sit there twirling her hands and her feet. She would spin in circles as fast as she can at like 10 months for an hour straight and not even get dizzy, just get up and walk away. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I would have fell over. I'm like, how did she do this? No, and I would videos and I would just tell the doctor, I'm like, do you see this? And then eventually he's like, okay, Christina. I'm like, thank you. But at 3 years old is when we were able to officially have her diagnosed. But
right now, you mentioned you have other children. Yes. Okay. How many do you have?
I have 3 girls in total. So I have a 1-year-old, a 5-year-old, and then Abby, 7.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. I'm saying wow like that because I'm trying to think of our situation reverse because that's what it would have been for us because our autism baby was at the end. So the other kids were older. I can't imagine it being reversed. So, I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot.
My middle child's kind of being pulled and she's going through a very rough time right now because, you know, her older sister can't really engage with her and her younger is the baby. So she's kind of like stuck in the middle, you know. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. This is real life. It's okay. It's okay. Do you need to tend to that? Okay.
Just because I walked away. That's the only reason I just walked away.
Okay. So with that being said, how do you maneuver to take care of the 2 that are not on the spectrum and make them feel valued for who they are? Because I know it takes a lot more time with Abby. I know it does. We know what that's like. So it takes more time with Abby. So how do you manage to give the additional support to your other children?
I kind of have everybody basically on a schedule. So I'm very, very scheduled. I mean, even holidays, if I go somewhere for the holidays, I come home at a certain time. So I wake up first thing in the morning with the baby, and then I'll wake up with the 5-year-old, and then I'll wake up with Abby. And I give everybody throughout the day a little bit of my time. You know, and then we do have a part of the day at the end around dinner time where we all go for our daily walks as a family and things like that. But throughout the day, like if the baby's napping, I do one-on-one with Ava, my 5-year-old. Usually Abby would be at school at that time. So when Abby comes home, the other 2 know that, okay, I need 20 minutes with Abby. That's my time with Abby. You know, just to, hi, how was your day? Just to, you know, hug her and just to, you know, just to have that time with her. So I'm very structured. I'm very scheduled, and we're all just so accustomed to that schedule. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
We are very structured, and they're starting to understand. Even the baby understands more or less of, you know, she'll say it too. She'll see Abby do something and she'll just walk away. She understands. She's getting there.
Yes, and I totally get that. We've gone over this, you know, with some of the other recipients. It's your normal. You know, you get into the groove of what is your normal, and those that are outside looking in, it may not look normal to them, but scheduling is crucial to having a home with an autistic child. It is crucial. Yeah. So,
and if you that schedule, oh Lord.
Yeah.
If I leave my house and I go left and not right, forget about it. The whole day is done. Whole day is over because I went left and not right.
Yes.
Yeah.
but I do make time for each of my kids independently as well as a family, because I've always felt like that was important. I have one-on-one time, and then we have a family time, and that's every day from 6 a.m. till now 9 o'clock at night.
Now, what do you do for your own self, for your own self-care?
At the moment, not much, because I have a 1-year-old, but I do, when the kids go to bed, I do try to stay up a little bit later, and I watch movies, I color, I just try to find something, just something, anything. I'll wake up early in the morning, I'll have my coffee. For right now, that's just my self-care. And so, you know, the kids get a little bit bigger and, you know, they're able to be more independent. But my time is when they go to bed or before they wake up. Throughout the day, it's their time.
That makes sense. And I love that you, as simple as a cup of coffee.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
A little bit quicker than I should, just because I know my time is going to come to an end real quick. But that cup of coffee is my everything in the morning, just by myself, quiet, with no kids. Yes.
Oh,
that
my goodness.
morning.
Got you. Well, we don't want to keep you any longer because we know the babies are needing their mama. So we just want to again just thank you for the time you spent here with us today. We just really felt like it's important for the recipients that we have this year to really have the moms speak from the voice of, here's my life, here's what I do, and really also to share and shed light on why we chose you all. Because you're, you know, the hat you're wearing, we sent you. Thank you for wearing that. It's so cute on you.
I love it. My daughter loves it. She wants one, my 5-year-old. She's like, Mommy, I want one of those. Like, okay, baby girl, I'm gonna get you one, I promise. She wants one.
But call you a shero, because that's how I view, especially this year's recipients, because you guys are amazing. You are amazing. You know, unfortunately, my time ended with my autistic child sooner than I ever had wanted to, but I know what that was like. And I know what it is to stand in the gap and try to hold everything together. I know what that's like, you know. Can you just share with us how, I'm sorry, I know I was gonna let you go, but I wanna know,
No, you're okay.
With regards to your family,
Yes.
how hard has it been for you to deal with when they're in denial?
It was pretty tough. I have 2 sisters, and one of my sisters, we lost contact for about almost 5 years because of it. Yes. It was very hard. It was a very hard thing for me. She was just very uneducated, and she made comments that she shouldn't have made, and because of it, like I said, it was a 5-year gap before we finally started talking again. So it's been very hard, and I don't have a big family. Like I said, it's just my father, who is also very sick at the moment, and my 2 sisters. Other than that, I really don't have much. I've lost a lot of friends and family throughout the years. I think trying to go places and do things with her has been such I feel like an inconvenience for other people, because if it's too noisy or too loud or too overwhelming, I just leave. I pack up and I leave. I don't even attempt to try to stay, and it's traumatizing for what, you know. She'll eventually get older, and either she'll like it or she won't, you know. So I feel like I've lost a lot of friends and family because of that. People don't really invite us to many places because of that, but little by little, they're coming around. The older she gets, I feel like the calmer she gets, the more understanding she becomes of certain things. And before we leave the house, I show her on my phone where we're going and what we're doing. Okay, Abby, this is where we're going. So she understands, even if it's Publix, if it's anywhere, I show her a picture of it on my phone, so she knows in her head, okay, this is where we're going. So she doesn't have any, okay, I'm getting in the car, now what? Now where are we going? And it's helped a lot for anybody who's never thought of that. Somebody recommended to me, and it's helped me tremendously with her, like amazing.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
That right there has, even like it's step by step. I show her a picture of our car. I show her a picture of where we're going step by step. Even if it's to her doctor, a picture of her doctor, Abby, 'cause we all know that they don't like the doctor. So I'm like, Abby, heads up, we're gonna go to your doctor in an hour, okay? So it's been that right there helped us a lot get through everything.
Yeah, I think that is a tremendous tip, because it leans into the scheduling and them. I think scheduling is part of them. That's part of their control.
Mhm.
When they are on their schedule, when they know what's going to happen next, when they know what's going to happen next. And so to say, you know, I show you on my phone where we're going. Okay, so obviously it's a change in her schedule,
Mhm.
but now she knows what that change is prior to arriving to or going to where it is where that change is. So
Exactly.
thank you so much for sharing that tip. I think that's amazing. That's good
Definitely.
stuff.
It's helped us so much.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much again.
You.
And so appreciative of you allowing Abby to be a recipient this year for Sunshine's Christmas for the Michael L. Johnson Jr. Foundation. It has truly, for me, been very rewarding to speak with you, to get to know more about you, to get to know about Abby and what life is like for you all. It has been truly amazing. And I'm just glad that you were willing to sit with us in this forum to share with everyone. So thank you so much, Christina.
No, you guys are amazing. Thank you for having us. You guys are the best, honestly. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Thank
We
you.
appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much, sweetie. And you have a happy holidays.
You too. Thank you. Merry Christmas, you guys.
No
Christmas.
problem. Same
Thank
to
you.
you, sweetie.
Thank you.